Could it be that some habits are quietly pushing people away from you, and worse, making you look older than you actually are? This question crossed my mind the other day while I was sitting in a casual conversation circle, and I noticed how small gestures and attitudes shape the way we're seen. See, it's not your age that weighs in people's eyes, it's those subtle behaviors that often go unnoticed in our daily lives. And that's exactly what came to mind when I heard a powerful piece of advice from a 102-year-old doctor. A man who's cared for millions of patients and still carries an energy that's nothing short of admirable. He told me, "Age lives in the spirit, but it's your habits that carve the wrinkles on your soul and on your face." The good news? Changing those behaviors is much easier than it seems. Small improvements can boost your confidence, make your presence feel lighter, and help you be seen as someone full of life and wisdom. Today, I'll show you exactly which habits are silently holding you back, and how to let go of them naturally and effortlessly. But before we dive into the first habit, take a second to hit that like button and let me know in the comments where in the world you're watching from. I'd love to know how far this message is reaching. Now that we've understood how habits shape the way others see us, let's start with the first one. Habit 1. Personal image. Personal image might seem like a minor thing, but your appearance directly affects how people treat you. That doesn't mean you need to dress like a movie star, not at all. It's about self-care, about showing respect for yourself. I remember like it was yesterday, a story that really stuck with me. Walter, a friend from the local park, was always cheerful and easy to talk to. But over time, he began to let himself go. His hair grew out of shape, his nails were often dirty, his clothes wrinkled and tired-looking. He kept complaining that he felt invisible, that people stopped striking up conversations, that even the cashiers at the market barely looked at him anymore. It was during that same conversation that I remembered something the 102-year-old doctor once told me. The first impression people have of you is like gift wrapping. If it looks neglected, no one's curious about what's inside. Walter went quiet. He really took that in. The next weekend, he decided to turn things around. He went to the barber, got a fresh haircut, trimmed his beard neatly, pulled out some nice shirts he had stashed away and ironed them. He even picked up a basic moisturizer at the pharmacy, one of those you think is unnecessary, until you try it and see the difference. Within just a few days, he looked like a different man. His smile came back. Conversation flowed again. People's eyes lit up when he walked into a room. That kind of transformation has nothing to do with vanity. It has everything to do with presence. When you take care of yourself, you send a quiet but powerful message. I value who I am. And others respond to that. Naturally. And the best part? You don't need to spend a fortune. Let me share some practical tips I've picked up from observing people who live long and live well. Hair. Keep your haircut up to date. It doesn't have to be fancy, just clean, classic, and well kept. Nails. Make sure they're trimmed and clean. Don't let grime build up, even in the corners. Clothes. They don't have to be new. You just clean, pressed, and free of holes or stains. A great trick is to always have a neutral-colored polo or dress shirt ready to go. Skin hydration. A simple moisturizer makes a huge difference, especially for your face and hands. Dry skin can instantly age your appearance. Shoes or sandals. Keep them clean and in good shape. Worn-out soles or misshapen flip-flops send the wrong message. These small acts of personal care are like planting seeds. You plant them today, and soon you'll be harvesting smiles, respect, and admiration. I know some people might think, at my age, who's even paying attention to me? Let me tell you something. The world does notice. And more important than what the world sees is what you feel. When you get dressed, fix yourself up, look in the mirror, and like what you see, your energy changes. You feel stronger, more alive, happier. That 102-year-old doctor always told me, the body is the first home of our soul. Take care of it the way you care for your home. Clean, organized, and welcoming. And he couldn't be more right. So, my friend, if it's been a while since you've looked at yourself with kindness, why not start today? It can be a small step, a fresh haircut, a nice shirt, a little moisturizer on your face. What matters is simply starting, because the image you take care of today can open doors to new friendships, new encounters, and much happier days tomorrow. Habit 2. Harsh or loud communication. Now that we've seen how much personal appearance matters, let's talk about something just as important: the way we communicate. There's no use looking your best if, the moment you open your mouth, you push people away instead of drawing them closer. And the tricky part is, this often happens without us even realizing it. Want a real example? Alberto, my domino partner, was always known as the life of the party. He spoke loudly, laughed even louder, and shouted across the park to greet friends. But over time, I noticed something changing. People began to drift away. Conversations got shorter. Gatherings started happening without him, and he didn't understand why. Until one day, his niece suggested he get his hearing checked. The result? A mild hearing loss. Because he couldn't hear well, he started speaking louder and louder, without even knowing it. And again, the wise words of the 102-year-old doctor came to mind. The secret to a good conversation is more about listening than talking. And it's true. Talking too loudly, interrupting, shouting, or getting easily worked up can make others feel uncomfortable. And nobody wants to stay where they don't feel at ease. But here's the good news. This is completely fixable, and it's not even that hard. Let me share a few practical tips that can totally transform your interactions. Get your hearing tested regularly, especially after the age of 60. Hearing loss can sneak up on you gradually, and a simple test can prevent so much misunderstanding. And if needed, today's hearing aids are small, discreet, and highly effective. Be mindful of your tone of voice. If you notice people stepping back, frowning, or showing discomfort, maybe your voice is louder than necessary. Use pauses during conversation. Pause briefly between sentences. It shows respect for the other person's space and makes the dialogue smoother and more welcoming. Watch their reactions. If their expressions are relaxed and smiling, you're on the right track. But if there's tension or restlessness, maybe it's time to lower your tone or listen more. Practice active listening. Truly listening without preparing your response while the other person is talking is a gift. And in return, you receive attention, warmth, and meaningful conversations. Gentle communication is like a bridge between hearts. The 102-year-old doctor once told me that in all his years as a physician, what healed people wasn't just what he said, but how he said it. The tone of voice, the welcoming gaze, the patience to listen to someone's pain. That wisdom applies to life itself. When we speak calmly, attentively, and respectfully, we attract people. They want to be near us, hear our stories, and share moments. If you've noticed conversations getting shorter or meetings becoming rare, maybe it's time to take a closer look at how you communicate. No guilt, no judgment. Life is about small adjustments, and small changes today can bring great joy tomorrow. Speaking of appearance and communication, there's a third point that goes hand in hand with those two: how we dress. It's not about following fashion, but about conveying energy and vitality. Habit. 3. Wearing clothes that are too old. Now let's talk about something that might seem simple but actually has a huge impact: the clothes we choose to wear every day. Clothes are like the frame of a painting. They don't change who we are inside, but they can highlight or hide our best qualities. Many people believe that after a certain age, it doesn't matter what they wear anymore, like there's no one left to impress. But let me tell you, there is someone. Yourself. I clearly remember Roberto, my fishing buddy. Always cheerful, full of stories. But he fell into the routine of wearing the same faded t-shirt and old cap every time. It became almost his trademark: worn-out shirt, baggy pants, and battered sneakers. Over time, he started to complain that no one wanted to strike up a conversation anymore. He felt invisible. Then, for a birthday party, his daughter insisted he wear a new shirt she'd been saving for a long time. It was a simple, light blue shirt, nicely ironed. When he arrived at the party, he looked like a different man. Everyone smiled more, talked more. Even his posture changed. He stood taller, more alive. Later, he told me, "Man, it felt like I had turned back the clock by at least 10 years." And that's exactly it. The right clothes send a message of energy, care, and self-respect. It's not about fashion or spending a lot of money. Want some practical tips? Choose basic, well-kept pieces like a polo shirt, a neutral-colored t-shirt, or clean, unripped jeans. They're easy to mix and match and give a clean, organized look. Favor light, lively colors. Avoid overly dark or dull tones. A touch of blue, green, or white adds freshness and joy. Replace worn-out clothes. Faded shirts, jackets full of pilling. It's time to let them go. Worn pieces give off a tired vibe. Fit matters. Clothes that are too loose or too tight age your silhouette. Better to have fewer pieces that fit your body well today. Ask for help if you want, from a child, a friend, or even a friendly salesperson. An outside perspective can help you pick clothes that highlight your best self. The key is that your clothes embrace you comfortably and make you feel good. You don't have to overhaul your wardrobe all at once. Start small. Pick one piece that makes you shine, a new shirt, pants that fit well, and watch even your walk change. When we feel good in what we wear, confidence grows. And with confidence comes the warmth and respect of those around us. As they say, the way you present yourself to the world says a lot about how you feel inside. And it's wonderful to show through small details the energy and vitality that still live within you. If you're enjoying the content and want to help Renewed Years grow and reach more people who, like you, are seeking to live better, there's a simple and special way to contribute. Super thanks. This financial support is a direct way to help us keep producing videos with care, quality, and lots of meaningful content just for you. Feel free, of course, but if you decide to use Super Thanks, know that you'll be helping spread this message of renewal and care to even more hearts. Thank you so much for being here with us. Habit 4. Hidden sedentary lifestyle. After taking care of your image, communication, and clothing, another fundamental aspect is movement. Often we don't realize that spending long periods sitting or barely moving really drains our energy, and that shows to those around us. I met Donna Lucia, who loved sharing stories in the park group, but lately had been walking around with a tired face and heavy body. When I asked about her routine, I noticed she spent hours sitting, only getting up for basic tasks. The centenarian doctor used to say, "The body was made to walk, dance, and breathe deeply. Inertia ages not only the skin, but the soul." So the solution isn't running a marathon, but rather adding small movements throughout your day. A short walk after breakfast, stretching your arms upon waking, getting up frequently to drink water, or even dancing to your favorite song for a few minutes. This simple habit will lift your mood, boost your energy, and even help keep your body looking healthier and more youthful. And the best part? Those around you will notice the change in your energy, the sparkle in your eyes, and your brighter smile. Habit 5. Complaining as a routine. Last but not least, let's talk about something that often goes unnoticed. The habit of constant complaining. That talk of, "Oh, everything's getting worse. I can't stand this age anymore. Nobody understands me." I saw this with Zay, an older gentleman who used to frequent the club and always seemed to carry a gray cloud wherever he went. People started avoiding his conversations because the atmosphere felt heavy, and that negative energy pushed friends away. The wise doctor used to say, "The mind feeds on what you give it. If you only serve bitterness, the shadow will grow." Of course, nobody is happy all the time, and challenges always come. But when your focus is on complaining, the spirit tires and the body follows. That's why the tip is to swap complaints for gratitude, even if it feels hard. Instead of repeating what's wrong, try highlighting something good from your day, a small victory, a moment of peace. This shift in mindset changes your posture, your gaze, and the tone of your voice. People feel that lightness and want to be around, sharing good moments. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question that might make all the difference for you. Which of these habits do you feel you can start transforming today? Could it be taking better care of your appearance, adjusting how you communicate, refreshing your wardrobe, or maybe some other detail we haven't mentioned here? Think about it kindly and share your thoughts with me in the comments. I really want to hear your impressions, your questions, and also stories from those who have already taken some of these steps toward change. Here at Renewed Years, every conversation is an exchange, a space where we learn together how to live our best years. Now let me tell you something that always inspires me, and I hope it touches your heart too. A wise man I once met said, "True vitality isn't measured by the number of years lived, but by the intensity with which we live each moment." That phrase stays with me to this day because it speaks to the essence we want to reclaim. The energy, the sparkle, the presence that should never fade. After all, aging is a privilege, an achievement that brings with it unique wisdom, born from countless experiences, from stories told and lived. That wisdom only truly blossoms when we care for our mind, body, and spirit with tenderness and attention. So, the invitation I make to you is simple yet powerful. Stay with us at Renewed Years to receive more tips, stories, and teachings that honor your journey. Here you'll find support to maintain your health, cultivate habits that uplift your well-being, and rediscover the joy in each day lived. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and become part of this community that believes the right age to be happy, to take care of yourself, and to reinvent your life is always now. And please, don't keep these discoveries to yourself. Share this video with family, friends, neighbors, with anyone you know who could benefit from these messages. Sometimes, a simple gesture like sending a link can ignite a spark of change in someone you love. Remember, life is made of small steps that add up to great achievements. Every act of care, every adjustment in daily habits is an investment in a present that will bring a lighter, more meaningful, and joyful future. Let's spread this renewed energy together, showing that time is an ally, not an enemy. That our years can indeed be years of growth, affection, new discoveries, and abundant life. So, my friend, what will you choose today to start changing? I really want to hear from you. See you in the next video here at Renewed Years, where every moment lived is worth gold.